Great to be with you here in Tampa Bay, and of course we know we're the hurricane headquarters, and after hurricane season we're the big storm headquarters. And you say, what's this computer doing here? Well, we've got what we call the severe weather tower. Our weather team here is in what we call storm mode, so to speak. Got the glasses out. Notice our 10 Tampa Bay website. Yeah, it's been busy, and our big story, of course, the Gulf storm is to bring gusty winds, coastal flooding, and an isolated tornado threat. So what we're watching is we're going to watch the storm together. When you get big storms like this, it's a team effort. I've already been on the phone, of course, with our chief, Bobby Deskins, chief meteorologist. We've been talking to Tampa Bay, the National Weather Service, comparing what this storm would be with Idalia, right? Because we got people sandbagging, and we'll have like a coastal flooding event, and it goes to show you, you don't need a tropical system to have a storm surge, and we could actually have a storm surge by late tonight and tomorrow morning. We look outside right now. Let me step out of the way here. We got downtown Tampa. The numbers coming in are incredible. You look at the computer models, there's more than a 90% chance of 2 or more inches of rain. I've not seen that all year long. So downtown Tampa, get ready. That 2 inches is going to be on the lower end. I think based on the latest data coming over here, I'm picking up some amounts of 3.5 inches, and maybe upwards of 4 inches in parts of Hillsborough County. Then you go to the beach, and of course the big thing folks are on edge out in Pinellas County is, right, the coastal flooding. We don't need it anymore. Folks are still cleaning up. So Clearwater Beach, it's just kind of a rainy, soggy day. But keep in mind, once that wind shifts onshore, we are going to start to see some of that water being pushed onshore, and there will be some coastal flooding with the Coastal Flood Advisory. St. Pete Beach watching Tampa International. We've already got some delays. Jenny Dean doing a great job this morning with me detailing folks and their travel plans and how they can plan ahead. And then we take a look at Lakewood Ranch in Lakeland, also with a rain event here. So this is an event for all of us, not just in Tampa Bay, but all up and down Florida, okay, Key West to Miami, all the way up to Jacksonville. In fact, this is going to stretch all the way up to Maine before all is said and done, the eastern third of the country. So I'm really calling this more of a superstorm, so to speak, because this is not your typical low pressure. Here's our big three, what you need to know. Got our severe weather tower, and we're confirming this. Now, looking at the latest model data here, we've got the rain today. We're seeing that already outside. It's going to be light to start. I don't think we're going to get the heavier bands of rain until late afternoon and this evening. Severe thunderstorms, this is the key. Tonight, when most of us are sleeping, after dark, okay? So when you get tornadoes and that possibility of tornadoes around the area, and we haven't seen anything like this since October 11th and 12th, right? We had those middle of the night tornadoes. I can't rule out a repeat of something like that. So again, make sure you have your weather apps enabled, all those notifications, so you can wake up, and if you have to get to your safe spot, you can do so safely. 2 to 4 inches of rain, we talked about that. How about that wind? It's been windy all week long, all right? So if anything, we're going to see more wind, unfortunately, with this. 30 to 50 mile per hour winds, that was just an appetizer this week. So 30 to 50 mile per hour gusts outside of thunderstorms. And then in the main severe thunderstorm bands, gusts to 70 plus. Coastal flood advisory, 2 to 3 foot tides, okay, higher than they should be. So basically your normal high tide, and then 2 to 3 feet higher than that is what we're expecting. So we'll get the latest on that coming up here shortly. Saturday, 7 p.m. to Sunday, 7 a.m. on the coastal flood advisory. Okay, so let's take a look at what's going on. Why are we getting this wild weather? Well, it happens during El Nino years. Our weather team's been talking about this really since the summer months. Okay, we said, well, we could use some rain, but we may have to wait till the winter. And that's because when you have an El Nino, unusually warm Pacific water, it creates a chain reaction all throughout the earth and the jet streams. So when we show you jet streams, that's really what carries storms from west to east across North America and really across the whole globe. And what we're going to see with an El Nino is that jet stream that's normally farther to the north, right here in Florida. So what does that do? Okay, so we know it's nature's main highway, right? So you've got the storms forming, developing, and coming right toward us. And look where it's going. Right into Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, into Tampa Bay, right? So tonight, tomorrow, we've got that El Nino jet stream. You can blame the El Nino for this. It's known for roller coaster weather. We've seen enough of that, right? More clouds, rain, and severe weather. So let's take a look at the jet streams, and you can really pick it out here on the water vapor. This is kind of like the DNA for meteorologists. So got your northern branch coming down where you see the red shading here. You've got a lower level jet coming into the central Gulf of Mexico, and your southern branch all feeding in at the same time. So really, you've got a collision of all of your weather events and really all your jet streams coming right toward us. And that's why we have a ton of moisture and really could go down as our biggest rain event of 2023. Not only do we have colliding winds, look at the surface map. Synoptically, we've got a stationary front to the south, we've got a cold front to the west, and it's all coming together as well, right into the Gulf of Mexico and heading toward Tampa and Florida. So let's take a look at what it means on Futurecast. So what happens when you get collisions? Okay, so think of air colliding together, coming together like this, right? It has nowhere to go, right, but up. So when you get rising air in the atmosphere, you can get some pretty hefty storms. And that's what we're going to start to see by 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're going to be watching South Florida. Could have some of our first warnings for thunderstorm warnings, maybe even tornado warnings. So if we get a tornado watch, it would probably be for late this afternoon. It'll be issued late afternoon and for overnight tonight. So notice South Florida starting to see some of that severe weather by 4 o'clock. For us, I'm thinking most of the heavier storms coming through really this evening as we head toward 10 o'clock tonight, as the main low pressure comes a little closer. So you see we're kind of in a triple point. You can kind of make it out there, exclusion, warm front, and it's all going to come together right over Tampa, it looks like. And look at the timing. I'm thinking by 10 o'clock, we could start to see not just some heavy rain, but some rotating storms, supercells that could put down maybe some isolated tornadoes with those gusty winds. And then this all moves off to the northeast. So that window for us, it's a pretty big window of possible severe weather. I've got 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. And it looks like as we head toward dawn and as we're waking up, things should settle down as this low pressure really winds up, deepens, and moves off to the northeast and toward the first coast. So for us, the good news is the silver lining, we get the rain, but hopefully we can keep the severe weather to a minimum, right? And then we also have some late day sunshine with a drier northwest flow wrapping around it. Let's take a look now at what's going on out there. We showed you the rainy Saturday, but we're not going to let it dampen our plans. We're going to just be safe out there in these kind of events. You just take a pause. I know it's a hectic time of year, but nature reminded us, let's just take it easy today. Let's just get through this will be one of the biggest storms of the year, right? So no need to rush around and do anything crazy out there. In fact, I-4 to I-75, good day not to drive, right? We've got some showers, some of it becoming heavier as we head toward Lakeland and Lake Wales. We expand the picture, really your heaviest rain right now across South Florida, where you see some of the yellows and reds popping up there. Okay, so that's your main stationary front. And then your main area of low pressure still developing to the west. Now, Key West and the Keys, Key Largo, we're starting to see some of those heavier showers. Maybe a little lightning there getting started as well. So that's what we're going to be watching that area because that's moving our way. The main area of low pressure, check this out though, it's still about 330 miles from home. So this is going to be a long duration event. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And that's why our weather team is here with you, keeping you safe and sound until we can give the all clear. Storm Prediction Center, okay, we've got a risk, right? We've got 2 out of 5. Don't pay too much attention to the number. Where there's a number, there's a risk. We know we could have damaging wind, flooding, and tornadoes. And this is really for the whole state of Florida and really up and down the East Coast, all right? Taking a look outside. Taking a look at the beaches. All right, there's our Bellwether Beach Resort cam, and you see some folks on the beach. You got some umbrellas out there, some seagulls, and all kinds of stuff going on. But as we head into later today, and especially tonight, this water, which is actually a little lower than it should be because the wind's actually blown out, right, will turn onshore, and that's when we're going to start to see some big changes. In fact, you can see, we take a look and come over here to the severe tower. Okay, put the glasses on here. We got the very latest data in. And the one change overnight while you were sleeping is the coastal flood watch is now an advisory. So it's happening. We are going to get a surge of water, all right, some coastal flooding as we head into late tonight. Now it's 7 a.m. Till 7 a.m. Sunday. So if you look at the timing right now, we've got 7 to 7, 7s, right? 7 p.m. this evening to 7 a.m. Sunday. The latest data we're getting, it looks like this is worst case scenario where you see the 4 feet up toward the Citrus County area, Hernando County, 3 feet, Pinellas County, Pasco, down into Manatee counties, maybe closer to 1 to 2 feet. So if we compare this to Idalia, I think the water levels should be about 1 to 2 feet lower than they were during Idalia. So that's some good news. 1 to 2 feet lower, but still enough to cause some coastal flooding. So I think most of the area will average about 2 feet to 2.5 feet above average on those tides coming in. And of course, that high tide, unfortunately, coming through at a bad time. We got that high tide at 3:39 officially in St. Pete. Let's look at the wind. All right, so it's feeding right into the center of low pressure. It's like a big vacuum, a big suction, and it's just gobbling up all the atmospheric air as it can. It's getting as much power as it can from the water, okay, and the jet stream as we showed you, and then that deepening area of low pressure as a result creates wind, all right? And we've got some wind gusts 40 miles per hour as we head toward 9 o'clock tonight, although in some of the bands of some heavier rain. We're going to see some wind gusts and some of those severe thunderstorms closer to 70 miles per hour. So really gusts 30 to 50, and in those thunderstorms 70 miles per hour. Check this out. You can see the low pressure really winding up, heading toward Tampa Bay area as we head into about 4 a.m. And that's when the winds will turn. Okay, so from onshore and the offshore direction to onshore, and once they hit onshore, that'll pile up some of that water, and that's why we got to be careful of some of that coastal flooding at this point, right? And then through the day Sunday, winds turn northwest. Things should settle down, but the wind won't be settling down because the area of low pressure that I'm calling a superstorm is so deep. Again, it's like a big super vacuum. It's going to create a lot of wind in the atmosphere. So tomorrow, once again, keep the holiday lights tied down and 2 hands on the steering wheel. We take a look at the big picture forecast rainfall. If there is good news, hopefully it's mainly rain and less severe weather. 2 to 4 inches for our entire area. When's the last time we've shown you that? Probably not in 2023. And in fact, for the whole state of Florida, getting some of that needed rain. I'm going to step out of the side. We'll go back to the severe tower and take a close look at this. I'll move this out here. And just another perspective of a zoomed in flow and zoomed in on all the rain coming our way. Notice by late afternoon, again, we're going to start to see that light rain pivot closer to the moderate range. And then once we get into 7 o'clock tonight, could even see a couple strong thunderstorms here on our future cast. And then notice, here's the triple point coming at us, okay? So by 11:40 tonight, as we get toward midnight, I still think, based on the latest data just coming in on the future cast, that we could start to see some severe weather across the area, okay? Closer to midnight we go, the more severe weather. And then that window would continue for a few hours and then start to improve by 4 a.m. In fact, by 5 a.m., notice most of your showers and storms and the big storms are off to the northeast, moving quickly away from home, but lots of wind in its wake and holding out hope for a little bit of sunshine by late tomorrow. Let's take a look. Download our app. That's the big thing I've been telling folks. It's a team effort when it comes to severe weather, and our weather team's here. We need your help. So if you need anything, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We got you covered on all social media platforms. And also, if you have your phone, open your camera and you can just scan that and you can send any photos, videos, send any questions you would like, and our weather team will be here and gladly help you out. But when you're sending the photos and videos, do it safely, please. All right, we take a look at our big 7-day forecast, and we do have some rain, needed rain. We'll watch the severe threat tonight, wind the next couple of days, but look what happens behind this. We do get the cooler weather, all right? We're back down into the 50s by Wednesday with lows in the lower to middle 40s. So we got everything set for you. We're going to be watching. If you have any questions, I'll be here answering any questions you have on social media. In fact, we do have some questions.
Ronald in Hernando County is wondering about the severe weather threat in Hernando County, specifically threat of tornadoes.
Yeah, unfortunately, if we go back, so Hernando County is an area to watch for possible tornadoes. And unfortunately, it's looking like that would happen again while most of us are sleeping. So as we head into midnight, and as we head in toward areas of Hernando County, it's really for all of us. Hernando, Citrus County, Pinellas, Hillsborough, it's really the entire area. As we watch this low pressure march on shore, we're going to start to see some not only heavy rain, but notice this is the area we're concerned about, the deep reds and the purples, okay? So not only are you getting your typical thunderstorms, but maybe some supercells. And you look at areas of Hernando County there, watching carefully, you've got the deeper reds and oranges coming over. And the timing for Hernando County, again, as we head toward midnight. And I think these are going to be really fast-moving storms as well. We could have some storms going at 60, 70 miles per hour. So we'll keep our guard up for those not only strong to severe storms, but possibly some isolated tornadoes. Okay? And, of course, we'll be here for you throughout the duration of this big event. Superstorm 2023 just getting started, keeping you safe and calm, informed, prepared, and connected. And I'll leave you one more time with the 7-day forecast and get back to work here for you. Interested in the latest runs that are coming out on the European and the American, but they're all in consensus. We got one heck of a storm on the way. Be safe out there.